Good morning, everyone. I'm Amanda Sharp, the mama.
Andrew Lang, the Bachelor.
Aaron LeDuc, the dad.
And I say good morning because that's when we record, but really, good day. So how is everyone this morning?
That's good. So far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Dropped William off at school.
Yeah. Let's talk about school for a second. So how was it getting back into the school routine? Was it welcomed because it was routine and you only have so many hours in a day and this helps?
Okay, so Aaron LeDuc talks in the third person, and he loves routines. He loves them. I am like in my element right now. And it's like Jen leaves early, so like William and I, it's like the military. It's like a well-oiled machine. It's breakfast together, brush teeth together, we dress, we're out the door, and then I have actually time during the day to work. Again, he was out of school since March, so.
The routine is, Amanda, I can't talk to you until exactly 11:01. That's the routine. I'm totally making a joke. That's not true. Hopefully he would talk to me whenever.
We still Snapchat occasionally in the morning during the routine, which is fine. Sometimes William joins in, but sometimes he's been a bugger. Like he's got it out for you or something.
That kid loves me so much. He loves to hate me. But I think that's just boys. I really do. I think boys at that age are just goofy.
He is. Well,
girls and women but like you said the other day, he doesn't know how cool I can be. Cool's wrong.
Dude, he's screwing up. He needs a man in his corner.
I should say not cool. I'm not cool. Anyone who really knows me knows I'm not cool. But I would spoil him.
Yeah,
I mean, is that the same thing as cool? One could argue it.
I don't think it's on you. I think it's him messing with his dad because I'm like, oh, William, I've got this really great Snapchat idea. Let's do this. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then I start recording, and then he just goes off script, or he just like, I don't like you, or he says really mean stuff to you.
He's a sassy boy. AJ, does he snap you all sassy?
Not really. I mean, he'll just yell at me not to laugh at him. That's about it.
AJ and I were talking, and he was on speakerphone, and we were like digging through the pantry for snacks, and William did something, and AJ laughed, and he goes, hey, don't you laugh at me.
For our viewers, we kind of use Snapchat as a form of text at this point. I feel like I don't think we text very often. I think we just snap often, and it's so fun to see the face during a text. It's so fun because I can see if are you feeling okay? I can see Aaron's face and AJ's face. Are they having a good day, bad day? Do they need an extra step to cheer them up? You can really gauge it better than a text. Sometimes people read text just incorrectly.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
Videos.
What, AJ?
So the videos, if you're going with a video instead of shooting a text message, it doesn't come across. You can add your voice in there. So text messages, they can come across as mean even though they're not mean. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because some people just text short.
Yes.
I don't. And the smiley faces, hearts, and Marcus yells at me. He's like, that's not professional. I go, but they would think something was wrong if I wasn't putting smiley faces and hearts and laughy faces.
Exactly.
So it's just where we're at. Again, human resources probably hates me. No, we don't have a human resource department. At this time, we're going to have to get one because of Amanda.
We would have to train them, though. Emojis are okay.
Emojis are okay. Maybe I can lay off the heart eye one. There's a few I could eliminate. But sometimes it just seems so appropriate.
You always do the Serenity color hearts. So yeah. It's not like a romantic heart.
It's our brand heart. Because we're the heart of the brand.
Exactly.
He's like, sure. Whatever. So let's talk about...
I'm on board.
No, Aaron wanted to talk about some pet peeves this morning.
Speaking of school.
Oh, perfect
pet
transition.
peeve this morning. So, I need to stop playing with this.
What is this?
William goes to, I don't know if I should say the school. Anyway, he goes to a school. And people are not allowed inside.
Hate it.
Parents are.
Hate it already.
You can go in to get your kid, but for drop-off, you get in line. There's 2 lines, and then the lines merge, and then the teachers are outside. They get the kid out of your car. It's the greatest thing ever. I used to walk them in. Don't miss it ever. This is great. Teacher opens the door.
I have a hard
zap
time
him
with
on
that,
the forehead. Zap him on the forehead. See you, son. Sometimes I get a bye, dad. Sometimes I get like a I don't know you. Whatever. Cool. So my thing is, so they got to loop around, and then they come back out. My pet peeve. So this is a line, right? We need to keep this moving. My pet peeve is when they dropped off their kid and they're driving back, and they come back around through the line of people yet to drop off, and they stop and they put their windows down and they chit chat.
Oh, to like other parents?
Other parents. Like I just dropped my kid off and like, oh hey George, how's it going? Blah 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 blah. And it's like, we gotta get to work, people. Let's keep this line moving. I had 3 do it this morning, and like to the point where people were like, stop behind them, and I'm like, all right, this is really, you're delaying the school day now. This is not acceptable. One thing, if you just like wave, I wave at everybody. I'm like the, I won't say I'm more like the mom at the school than Jen is, but like I know the other mom. Oh, hey, Aaron. No, shout out to Aaron.
I'm that mom that would be the talker. Can you guys imagine? Woo!
But in a car, though.
Mm-hmm.
Would you stop your car, put the window down, and be like, oh, hey.
Yep, and I've done it before.
Man.
I'm not going to say a bus hasn't honked at me.
See, when I lived in Gibraltar,
Aaron hates me right now.
Would literally do that on the streets. Like on the roads, you would see 2 cars just stopped in the middle of the road. They'd be sitting there talking. You'd have some people that would finally, like if there's a car coming, they'd move out of the way and be like, all right, well, I got to go.
Right.
Some people that would not move. You'd be sitting there waiting for the conversation to finish.
No one's behind you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Say, hey, looking to buy or sell in the near future? I'm fine with that. But as soon as there's someone behind you or someone coming up, out of the way. Okay. Pet peeve number 2. So now I'm on a roll. Go ahead, Amanda. You got something?
No, I was just gonna say sometimes there's a talking and like you're yelling as you're driving away though. Like it's pretty obnoxious. Like it's just that's who I am.
Call me, I'll list your house.
Yeah. It's fun.
So
Pet peeve number 2.
I grew up on East Newport Road. It was a dirt road when I was a kid.
East Newport.
East side Newport. So since I was a kid, all these subdivisions have been put in. No big deal. But they like to walk up and down East Newport Road, and I happen to still go down that road to head to my parents. Let me ask you this. When you ride a bike or you walk, do you go with traffic or against traffic?
I thought you need to go with traffic, not against it, is what I thought.
Totally redeemed yourself.
I thought it was I didn't say that's what I did.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm with Amanda on that. I think by law you're supposed to go with the flow of traffic, but I always go against traffic so I can at least see the car coming, and I can either move out of the way or get as far over as I can.
I will say when I'm walking, I will go against traffic because I want to be able to see, because I can really get out of the way. Like I have enough time or whatever. But if I'm on wheels and they're on wheels, it hasn't been for years, so if I'm being completely honest, I will go with traffic. But it makes me nervous. I mean, I will actually not pass a biker if another car is coming. Like I really will slow down and I will, because I'm not going to like run the biker off the road. I do think some bikers do not bike properly and they shouldn't be on the road because they're taking up the whole road. Like you can't do that on a bike. Go to
What gets me,
bike lanes.
all of these subdivisions, they have sidewalks.
Yeah.
Are you walking? Well, what brought this up? So I was driving to my parents' house.
The bottom of it all.
Full disclosure, I don't care what side you're on, as long as you get out of the way. Because in my opinion,
Fair. Yeah.
I'm in the car, you're the person, like, I can't go in the grass or off to the side.
Right,
You can. So it was in that awkward situation where I had a guy walking, and he's like walking in the middle of the lane coming at me. And there was another car coming at me, so I literally had to stop because I couldn't pass him.
Yep.
And he looked at me and threw his arms up like I was the jerk for not running him over or doing a head-on collision. I'm still mad about it.
That is annoying. That is annoying.
Yeah, get out of the way, people.
And I don't know that you can't ride on sidewalks though, right?
I do it all the time, but I don't see why not.
I thought you also weren't supposed to do that. Like you were supposed to actually ride on the road.
Like a bike?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always
I
rode
grew
on.
up in the country though, so there were no sidewalks.
Well, also, like, if you're in a subdivision and I'm riding my bike and I see someone walking, I'll drive off the driveway, and then I'll pop back up behind them. And I'll do, like, a cool little, like, wheelie. Like, cool. Still got it.
I don't think I've ever did a wheelie in my life. There was one time I was riding the bike, and again, we were in the country, and, like, the road was quite a bit higher than the actual, like, side of the road. And somehow I just, like, fell. And, I mean, I, like, tore open my shoulder. I was on my way to my friend's house. I was like, oh, that hurts so bad. And so I never had been the last time I rode a bike. Well, I had to get home, so that would have probably been the last time. It was a long time ago.
Really?
A long time ago.
I was like a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know, like, AJ, do you have pet peeves? Because I'm drawing a blank at mine.
I don't know if AJ rides a bike.
Probably my biggest pet peeve is being a hypocrite. I think that is my biggest pet peeve, is when people are hypocrites. And I mean, I try my best not to be a hypocrite because it bothers me when people are, but that's probably my biggest pet peeve.
And when you're saying hypocrite, you're saying like they say one thing and do another.
Mm-hmm.
I feel there's a story behind this.
He's pretty passionate about it, so I think.
I mean, haven't we all kind of been
Playing it safe? That's fair. That's fair.
In situations where you're like, you literally just said yesterday that you aren't doing that, and today you are. It's like, okay. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect and I'm not hypocritical. I think everyone is a little bit hypocritical, but I think the best we could do is try not to be.
I think everyone's a little bit hypocritical without even meaning to be.
Exactly.
Fair.
Like yeah. I can't even give an example, but I think it's really easy to say you would do one thing, but then give a little. I totally throw myself under the bus, I think, a lot. So I don't know that I fall victim to being hypocritical often.
I think you and Jen would get along fine. Because Jen's the kind of person where, like, he might ask you something 2 weeks out. No, that doesn't sound like fun. A couple days later, a week later, you know what? Yeah, I will go.
Yeah.
Like, the one answer you give her, you just have to stick with. So I've come up with the terms of, if you need an answer today, it's no.
That's good.
If I can think of it, I'll give you a more solid, thoughtful answer closer to the date.
No, that's fair.
Because if I say no, then yes. Yeah.
For sure.
Man.
Yeah.
I like it. Hypocritical. That's a good one. I think people fall into that a lot. Hey, so question. I was talking to some friends about imposter syndrome. Have you guys heard of that before?
Syndrome? No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to Google it so I have the definition so I can read it out loud. But basically, it's like the first thing that comes up as soon as you start like typing in imposter. It's like syndrome. Boom. And it's basically also known as imposter phenomenon, and then like fraud syndrome or imposter experience. It is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments or talents and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud.
So it's like an internal thing.
Yeah. Like, yes. Yeah. It's not like, hey, I'm this, and then you are like truly being a fraud on it. Like, no, like imposter syndrome is like a battle you have with yourself that you're not worthy of being the kind of like where you're at.
But for example, like Amanda, if you being this super successful realtor, but then deep down you're like, oh man, these people are gonna know I'm a fraud.
Yeah.
Not really. It just sounds like low self-esteem.
Yeah, it goes totally against my ideal, because my idealism is fake it till you make it.
I do. And while I'm faking it, I'm working my butt off though. So
Oh yeah.
I like faking it. Like I hate the word faking it till you're making it, but I have no better way of describing it because I'm making it happen during that time.
Yeah, exactly. Like what I say
Making it
about
is
that
making
is
it.
you don't know everything about it, but you're learning as you going to
Absolutely.
make what you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, my friend Rudy had a great quote. Quote him on this. Like career and life as a practice. You're never going to master it. You're always learning.
Mhm.
For instance, real estate, or he's a mortgage broker. It's it's a practice. He's always learning new things. He's never going to have it mastered, and he's never going to know it all. But the best thing he can do is get as many experiences as he can.
And make sure you're like asking people about their experiences because we learn from each other's experience. Like,
Oh yeah.
why go through the same problem if we can prevent it? And immediately get to a solution instead of feeling panicked. And especially real estate, every deal is so different.
True.
You can never know anything. I think I have peace with that. Like, I know that I'm never going to know everything. I know that I'm always going to learn. So I think that's the most important thing. But I thought that was really interesting. And several people have said that they've had that. So I find it very fascinating because I think I'm ridiculously overconfident about certain things. But then, for example, like the broker exam, like how long have I really just been doing everything that that piece of paper really would say I could do or should be doing or whatever? And here, like, I thought that I wasn't worthy of that piece of paper. I thought for sure I was going to fail, and so I guess I don't know if that's imposter syndrome. I think that's just being a scaredy cat.
Everyone else, though, had total faith in you, though. You don't think you're a fraud at all.
But can I be a dang good leader? Heck yeah, I can. Like, so I didn't need that piece of paper to like say that I could do ABC and do it well.
That's interesting because you are super confident in your leadership. You're super confident in how you run things. And it's interesting that the test kind of,
That broke me.
I don't want to say it threw you for a loop, but it kind of did. Where like AJ and I are like, oh, dude, hands down, you got this. Like, that's a super thing. Like, just do it,
You guys saw how bad I was about it. Like, I was bad.
I get it, though. That's more, I don't think that's imposter syndrome. That's more like test anxiety, though.
But I guess like this imposter syndrome could be a form of anxiety, right?
Absolutely. Well, absolutely. Nope, you're right. You're right.
So it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I mean, so many people have it enough that there's a name for it.
That is crazy.
I just wonder if everyone, to an extent, suffers from it. Like it's on a scale. Like everyone's on the spectrum.
That's what I said. I go, I think anyone would be lying if they didn't say that they didn't struggle with that at some point in time, or even just the tiniest of bit. Because we're all winging it at some point.
We all are. Like you said, every day's different. Every deal's different with real estate. Everyone's winging it.
Yeah. Like as a parent, like,
oh God,
really killing it as a parent, or like everyone's like, oh, you're such a good mom. And I was like, I'm just trying my best.
Yeah, I hear it. People say that about being a dad, and here I am like, see ya, bye, get out of the car. That's where I feel, I think, the most imposter syndrome. I'm a good dad. I'm like, you don't live in my roof, under my roof.
So you can admit that, though. So you can't help what people perceive you. Like, you're willing to tell people, oh, you got it wrong. I kicked my kid out of the car.
I'm like, well, you know what, though? But like sometimes I'll be brushing my teeth thinking about it. I'm like, maybe I am a good dad.
You are a very good dad.
Don't expose me as a fraud.
No, you're very good. I think you are more hands-on than most dads I know. Like, so, yes, so much. So AJ, do you decorate for Halloween?
No, Halloween is probably one of my least favorite holidays.
All right, time out.
We're
going to stop recording right now so we can pause for us to get a grip.
I think you know somebody.
Do you think you know somebody?
Know somebody. I thought AJ and I were like this. Now we're like this.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Halloween being my least favorite. Christmas, though, is my favorite holiday.
Christmas.
Yes.
See, Halloween's my favorite. What's your favorite, Amanda?
I think Halloween and Christmas are darn near equal. I love the holiday of Christmas because of what it represents and all that good stuff. I love it's a happy holiday season, and I like that. But I think Halloween decorations and all of that is just super fun. So I think I like Halloween decorations better, like that seasonal thing. But I do think I like Christmas itself better because of what you do for Christmas.
Christmas. I love Halloween. What's your least favorite holiday? So AJ's is Halloween. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Amanda, least favorite.
So what are we comparing? Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and Halloween, basically the four major ones, like not 4th of July and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, like I'm saying like
the major ones.
Say like the major.
This is gonna sound awful, but I really don't care for Thanksgiving.
I hate Thanksgiving.
Do you love
Thanksgiving?
I love Thanksgiving. Where else can you eat too much and not be judged for it and still go back for seconds?
Every day of your life.
That's how I live. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of turkey.
See, we don't
out there
that much. We'll do a small turkey, but a bigger ham.
See, we do ham.
I'm a big fan of ham.
We do ham for Christmas. Well, I'd be lying if I said that was always true. A couple years ago, for about a 3-year stretch, I only ordered like appetizers from Kroger, like, and got all of these like party platters with wings, chicken tenders, fruits and veggies, and it was like this huge spread of just finger food, and it was so good.
Now we're talking.
I mean, it was cheese it was good. And I don't know, I think we just couldn't afford that last year is why I didn't do it last year, because it's a lot. It's like $250 worth of platters. Like it's a lot, but you know, whatever. Yeah, Thanksgiving, I don't care for the food. Turkey is not my favorite. I'll eat it, but the guys hate it. They say I kill it twice, which we all know I do. So let's be fair.
Yeah, you want to get salmonella though.
Yeah, like when I order my burgers, you know, I'm like, kill it twice, burn that baby, like. So that's definitely true. And then you're making the turkey, it hogs the oven. Yep. So it's hard to do the other sides. What I will say, our Keo baby, our good military friend, comes and visits every single Thanksgiving. So I love Thanksgiving and that he comes religiously for that. And then the day after Thanksgiving, this is the best part. We go up to Frankenmuth and we go and eat at Zender's. Is that the name of the place? The chicken place? I think it's Zender's.
Is it? I want to say it's not Zimmerman.
Zender's, but I'm totally drawing a blank, even though we eat there every year. Marcus gets reservations like, you know, months in advance. And
Zender's, Zehndr.
So they have this huge family dinner type thing. So we have leftovers from Thanksgiving and then we bring leftovers home. But last year it was so fun. We went to Frankenmuth because that's our tradition. And then on the way home, we went to Detroit. And that was the first time we went to Detroit in forever. And oh my gosh, have they like really made it beautiful?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
They use that
I think I went ice skating or was going to go ice skating, but the line was like
yeah, but right in that area. I cannot believe how, like, Aaron, have you been down there recently?
I don't know Detroit like I should.
Oh, I don't
mind the commander of the police department, so like I don't mind going if he's there because he knows everything.
Yeah,
everyone knows him, so that's cool. But yeah, I have really no desire. I'm not a big sports guy.
Well,
so like, what would I do? I haven't gone to a concert in years.
There was the big Christmas tree, the ice skating rink. Like, you felt like you were in the middle of like New York City. Like,
who does all that?
But it was different. AJ, isn't it different? Like, it's different.
It's beautiful.
It feels very, and like there's,
I don't know. Little shops too there, and there it's like in little greenhouses. Is kind of what it looks like.
Yes.
Have you attended Monroe's Christmas tree lighting?
No.
Mm-mm. He's judging us. I feel like we're very judgy this morning.
Start off with pet peeves. Aaron's angry today.
I think we're all judgy, and not just you, not just you. No, I don't think I have. Well, but I went to my fair share of Christmas-initas.
I've only done that once, and that was because of you.
It's a big deal. Although I don't think it's happening this year. That's to be determined. I haven't heard anything one way or the other, but I'm pretty sure it's. I don't know how they could.
It's outside.
I know, but like it's elbow to elbow. Actually, it's shoulder to shoulder. It's not even this.
Pretty tight. I liked it. William had a
Cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
Last
like
year's
this
weather
light
was
up squid hat.
gorgeous. I know. Well, you know what we'll do next year? We'll do a big Serenity something. Maybe we'll put in a float. I can't ride on it because I'll throw up, but I'll walk.
That was the second time I met Marcus in our 20-year gap.
You guys have met him like twice more than a lot of people.
And he's great at Spain. He was so great with William. He was getting us hot dogs. He was great.
He like really brought it those days. Like, I'm so proud. He just doesn't show his face very often. He just kind of lets me do my thing, which is amazing. But I do like people to know that I have a husband.
Well, it's awesome. It's like sometimes you meet someone and they're incredible. Like you, Amanda. You're incredible. And I think the world of you. And then like you meet their spouse and you're like, the heck were they thinking? But like Marcus is also incredible in a different way that it's like, this makes total sense.
He's a fascinating man.
It makes you feel good. You're like, wow, an awesome person, married an awesome person. We need more of this.
We weren't always awesome.
It takes time. You're there now. You're there now.
Like fine wine. Almost 20 years into, actually, so Halloween will be our anniversary for our dating. I'll talk about that next episode.
Mine was September 18th.
All other, so you just had it. Well, that's just what happens as you get older. AJ, marriage is wonderful. Make sure you get married. But like at some point you just forget anniversaries.
I would also get some great pre-marriage counseling. You might have to weed some out.
I'm not in a hurry to get married right now.
I think it just depends on when you get married. Because you just are not what I think my best marriage advice to anyone will be, know that you're not going to be the same person that you marry. Like, just neither one's going to be the same person. And they need to know that in 5 years, you're going to look different, feel different. And you guys are going to have to promise each other that you'll somehow mold into a new couple that can, enhance each other's new season. I think that's my biggest thing. Because not that I'm a professional. I just know that I've transformed in my 2 decades with Marcus 1,000 times. And then when you throw a kid in the equation, whoa!
Your marriage is as old as AJ.
I know. So that's when I say I could be his mom. I always truly mean it.
Yeah, you really could.
Oh my gosh. Our time flies by. It truly flies by. We're already 30 minutes in, and I feel like...
Do we want to cut it and start another? Or just...
Yeah.
One? Okay.
We're going to cut it. We're going to cut it because we're recording 2 today because Aaron's going to be gone next week. But we'll talk about that next episode, and you can hear where he's going to be. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Amanda Sharp, the mom.
Andrew Lang, the Bachelor.
Aaron Leduc, the dad.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that good stuff. Talk to you next
Hello, Macy. Hello, Wyatt.
There we go. All right. Bye.